everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It is TLC Tuesday. I'm here with Kimberly. We're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance, the OG. We're on season 12 of the OG 90 Day Fiance. Now, my prediction is one more full episode, three-part reunion.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Was
No,
last season 3 parts?
they usually, with these 2-hour shows, they give us a 3-part reunion.
Except that one season that was 5, and that was so excessive.
So stupid.
Why did they do that to us?
Yeah, because they put us in the reunion house or whatever.
Yeah.
And we could have used more of that and less of on the stage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Or we have 2 more episodes and 2 reunions. Unclear. I have asked the question, and perhaps the answer will come in while we're recording, but I have not received an answer as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just tell you guys what's going on the podcast, just for
so much
programming information. Mondays, Keisha and I are covering Age Inappropriate, and Mondays on the paid feed, you're getting Kimberly and I talking Double Lives of Suburban Wives. Try to remember the title. It's hard. It's hard. Mm-hmm. So Mondays are Age Inappropriate and Double Lives of Suburban Wives. Of course, Tuesday, we've got this fantastic show on the free feed. Wednesdays on the paid feed, we have our Welcome to Plathville rewatch. We're finishing up season 4, where Olivia finally says what the reason is that she and Kim first split ways. And of course, it's about Kim being an MLM, and taking Ethan's credit card and all that. So she didn't know. She did not know until she watched the episode.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know. So I was able to find some of Olivia's TikToks that really dig into that whole situation and send them to Keisha so she'll be updated.
Yes.
That's exciting. And then, of course, Love is Blind UK is over there. Also, I'm putting out Love is Blind UK episode 9 on the free feed. 9 and 10 will be on the paid feed. 9 and 10, you guys, come out on Wednesday, and they are the weddings. It's just like boom, boom. We've cut out so much time on this season. They have made it so lean and mean. 9 and 10, we got the try on the dresses, the stag do, the hen do, the weddings. Boom, season's over. That's it.
They dress like a Spice Girl for their stag do's.
Every time we've seen the stag do's on 90 Day UK, they've never had the guy dress up or do anything weird.
Interesting.
So
maybe Josh's friends are punking him.
It could be. It could be. So that is also on Wednesday. Thursday, I believe it'll be episode 9. It'll be on the free feed. And then, of course, Kimberly and I are also discussing 90 Day, The Last Resort. Those episodes come out on Friday on the $5 feed. So that's what's happening. It's a lot.
Yes.
Next week, Kimberly and I are going to be covering a Netflix documentary, which is unusual for us, but I really wanted to cover it with you because you have such disdain for fake pastors.
Uh-huh.
And this one's a murderer, so it's right up your alley.
I love a man of God who falls from grace. I love a religious man full of hypocrisy. And if you think I wouldn't love a rabbi falling from grace as well, I would. It just doesn't usually happen. So,
yeah. I will tell you that one of the first ever predators on To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen, was a rabbi.
Oh my God, I need to see that.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, when I interviewed Chris Hansen, he told me that. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. I interviewed him, but he was like, yeah, one of the first guys we ever did that when we did the stings, one of the first guys ever was a rabbi.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So
We're
it does
not
happen.
Anybody?
Does happen. Does happen. It's not good. So we're not here to talk about that, but that's also going to be coming out. It'll be on the paid feed, I believe, on the 26th or 27th, and it'll be on the free feed the next week. So if you miss it on the paid feed, you will get it here on the free feed 2 Thursdays from now. That's what's going on. I just blurted it all out, so it's all out into the world. And if you want to know all this stuff, subscribe to our newsletter, link below, follow the Instagram. It's all there. That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
Woo!
Well, I'm also trying very hard to follow the Keefe D trial as well as the Lindsay Clancy trial. And that's hard. It's hard for me to be in trial with 2 trials and do all this work.
I don't even know the first thing that you said.
Keefe D. He's involved in the Tupac murder.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. I keep being out of the loop on that.
I will say it's interesting on that case, and I follow a lot of it just with Emily D. Baker. I listen to like her shorts because I haven't been able to just be in court like I like to be.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was they had the guy on the stand this week. There's a very famous picture of Tupac from that night where somebody took it from another car and he's leaning out of the car. It's a very famous picture. And because it was the last picture of him, because literally he was shot and killed maybe within 3 minutes of that.
Wow.
And the guy had the guy on the stand that took the picture. He was a guy that was just like had left the casino. It was going to California Pizza Kitchen to pick up his pizza.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, and looked over at the car next to him, and it was Tupac and Suge Knight, and the window was down, and he said, "Hey Tupac, hey Pac, hey Suge," and they said, "We're going to this club. Come with us." And he said, "Can I
What?
take?" He said, "Can I take your picture?" And he said, "Yes." And he said he pulled out like a camera and took Tupac's picture, and that's the last picture of him ever. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
I'd be
that
like,
guy,
I'll come to the club if I can bring my pizza with me.
right? So then he gets on the phone to cancel his California Pizza Kitchen pizza, and here's the shots.
Oh my God.
I know. It's been very interesting because they've got some people in the stand that are like, have, their love after lockup style. They have reformed their lives and they're no longer with the Southside Crips or whatever. And
Yeah.
they're like, I don't want my kids to, I don't want I've told the grandkids, don't be like Pops was,
Yeah.
and I don't have to answer these questions. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a lot of guys on the stand that are like, nope, that's a stupid question. I'm not answering it. I don't want to. He's like, I still have the loyalty. I'm not sending that guy to jail, so I'm not answering the question. It's been really fascinating.
Yeah. They're pulling
Yeah.
a Lucille Bluth. I don't understand the question and I won't respond to it.
Except for it's more like I don't want to get popped when I walk out of this place
Uh-huh.
by a gangbanger. So
Yeah.
yeah. That's what's going on with me. We discussed, I believe, on our episode this past weekend when we covered Last Resort about the musical that you're involved in. And
Yes.
I would like all the people to know about it. Free feed, paid feed, all the people. It's called Snipped, the musical.
It is. It's called Snipped exclamation point, the musical.
Hmm.
And if you want to help, it's about circumcision and
But it's funny.
tradition
Yeah.
and wacky Jewish families.
Hmm.
And it's very funny. Well, I think so, but I wrote it. I'm a little biased.
Right.
And we've been working on it for like 7 years or something. No, even longer than that, 9 years.
Wow.
And so if you want to, we're doing a reading in New York the same time as the Pink Shade meetup. And if you want to help us out, you can go to Snip the Musical and sign up for the email list. That
Yep.
helps us out. Just the search engine boosting our page to the top and following us on Instagram, Snip the Musical.
Okay.
And if you want to send me money, we don't have a fundraiser, but
But it's coming.
Date with Dateline does have a PayPal page. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And should they make a note for Snipped? The
No,
musical?
I'm just going to take any funds regardless.
Okay,
And
just
Katie
don't tell
doesn't
Kate.
need to know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Katie doesn't need. That's what she gets for not being involved.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's what she gets for not listening to Pink Shade.
that's
Yeah.
right. It's not true. She's not stealing Katie's money. Nobody start squealing on her.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Anyway, I just want everybody to be aware of it. Snip the musical. You go, you sign up for the email, and if you're typing it in your Google, it's making it go to the top, and it
Yeah.
has an exclamation point in it. So don't get
Yeah.
confused if there's another one.
Right. And follow us on Instagram too.
Yeah, I need to make sure both my accounts are following you on Instagram.
Thank you. And my dad was so excited because you chatted with him on his Kimberly's dad, Bob One Instagram account.
I never know
And
if that's actually you or your dad, but I did have to comment.
it was him. And he goes, I talked to Mary Payne. We had a whole conversation. He said,
Well,
and I was-
I wrote and said this Lammy murder would not be okay in my house because Ginger's obsessed with her Lammies and carries them around and cries about them and like licks
Yeah.
them and holds
Yeah.
them. She's never murdered one. And it
yeah,
seems like your dad-
Ralphie's on
murderer.
multiple. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one thing he murders. Yeah.
It's interesting because most dogs really love and protect their Lammies, but
He
not
does.
Ralphie.
Like, no, he cuddles with it, but
Uh-huh.
then he loves it too much. He's
Oh.
like a gentle giant. He's like the guy from
Ferdinand the Bull.
no,
The guy from
I'm
Monsters
blanking.
Inc.
The guy who hugs the bunnies too tight.
Yes. Mice and Men, Lenny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's like that. He's just a gentle giant, but his love sometimes comes with teeth, because he just gets so overexcited. So when I go over there, he puts my whole forearm in his mouth in
Yeah.
a like a gentle way because he's so overstimulated and excited that he's like
I'm
love
gonna
bites.
love
But
bites.
there's
Yeah.
no pressure there. It's just he needs to grab onto you. And I think he just does that so much to the Lammy.
Yeah, but then he gets overexcited and does take a chomp.
Right.
Yeah. Violet does that too. She wants to have your hand like in her mouth as if she's
Yeah.
biting you, but like have you rub her belly at the same time.
Yes.
But she
Yes.
wants to be kind of biting you just a little.
Yes.
And I'm like, is this
Yes.
a we should ask Dr. Tara on Last Resort. Is this a
I
BDSM
know.
thing? Yeah. Why did the dog want to bite you and also have you rub them at the same time? It's Does anyone else feel like August is the Sunday of summer? By that I mean Sunday is usually the perfect day to get your week all prepared and hit the reset for the week. And I find August to be the perfect time to hit the reset before the autumn rush. For me, that means I got to start with my closet. I got to start cleaning things out. And you have to know by now, I've told you enough about Quince. Quince proves you don't need a crowded closet to look incredible. You just need the right pieces. Quince specializes in effortless, high quality essentials like ultra soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. Yes, they are beautifully tailored. They are built to last. They transition seamlessly from your morning meeting to dinner or anything in between. I like to have a little cashmere sweater to throw on, especially when we're going from summer to fall, because sometimes you get a little cold in the air conditioner. Quince also has that premium stretch denim starting at $50. It has the perfect structure that you would get from a luxury designer brand. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That's no joke. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're paying for quality and not that markup. All summer, I have worn my Quince linen just over and over and over. And as I go into fall, I'm going to be reaching for that stretch denim, their lightweight jacket, those light cashmere sweaters. You guys, they also have incredible athleisure at great prices. And I've told you, be sure to check out their luggage. They have gorgeous jewelry. They have home items that are great for gift giving. I love to give this little cashmere throw as a gift. They even have amazing, thoughtfully designed furniture now. There's literally nothing you can't find at Quince. Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app exclusive offers or go to quince.com/pinkshade. You'll get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. You guys, it's now available in Canada and the UK too. Let me know, Canadian and UK bunkies, what you're getting. Go to quince.com/pinkshade, QUINCE.com/pinkshade. You know what? Let's change the subject. Let's talk about these people. 90 Day Fiance, season 12, episode 16. Last fling before the ring. Okay.
That's finally a
Cute.
title that makes sense.
Cute. Cute,
I'll
cute,
take
cute.
it.
Let's do it. We're gonna start with how the show ended, which is Thomas and Paula. Now, social media, she's posting a lot of stuff leading us to believe that they are not together. She's in Brazil. She hates him. I don't know. She does a lot of AI. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what
She's
she's doing.
she's definitely playing around for engagement. She's maybe going the Jasmine route, which is you just post a lot of outlandish things,
Yeah.
and just because if creates confusion, she's a
Yeah.
chaos maker. That's
I think
it.
you're right.
She's
I think you're
an
right.
agent of chaos, and so she most recently has been playing around with people thinking that she is a trans
Mm-hmm.
woman,
Mm-hmm.
and it is just I think to create engagement. And I say, fine, go for it.
Because other people like Starcasm or 90 Day Updates or whatever will post. Paula said she's transitioning, or Paula said she transitioned 11 years ago. But then if you read what Paula has written, it's like,
Right.
I'm transformative, I'm trans
Yeah.
this, I'm all
Uh
this.
huh.
And I think 11 years ago is when she started her business. So I think it's a
Hmm.
lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
And I
lot of,
think she's like, it doesn't matter. Also,
right.
like, sure, I'll say yes, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Like, who
Like,
cares? Yeah.
who cares? So I'm fine with it. Yeah. She also is playing around with Thomas though, because I saw one post, somebody said, do you think he's on the spectrum? And
Uh,
she was laughing. And so I was like, because there, it's quite possible.
yeah.
Um, but so I really would like you to get her back on the show and get some
Hmm.
straight answers out of her.
I think I'm going to wait till the reunion and see what happens because I think
Okay.
that I'm not the person for that job.
She definitely is back in Brazil, though.
Oh, yeah.
She keeps showing how she's back in Brazil. Oh, and I don't think you've noticed at all yet, but I have God, my arm looks so giant when I do that. Let's not do that, Kimberly.
Okay.
It looks like giant forearm. This
Yes.
is a camper van model that I got. It's a miniature
Uh
and
huh.
it is for manifestation.
I love it. I did see that, and I can't tell if it's like the front part of a cruise ship. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't tell what it was. Okay, that looks like a kidnapper murder van. I'm sorry.
It does, but I'll maybe put some things in it like a bed and a
Little
shower
fridge.
and
Yeah.
a little toilet
Okay.
and it's cute.
It's
Well, it
very
needs
cute.
windows. Maybe if I blacked in those so it looks like it has
When,
windows so you wouldn't
yeah.
think someone is in there screaming and begging for their life.
Yeah, it gives a little of Silence of the Lambs, like it puts the lotion on its skin. I think can you draw
Yeah.
windows on there with little curtains and then
Yes.
maybe paint it pink? I don't know, not pink, but
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll zhuzh it up a little.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All
But
right, let's get
thank you,
started.
Paula,
Yeah.
for
Yes.
inspiring me to try manifestation.
I know. What did
Now I
I?
don't know what I have to do if I have to like talk to the van every day or the universe. I
She
don't
just
really
said
understand.
she just said you look at it. Just like she
Okay.
bought tiny little miniature perfumes and things and put it in their bathroom. Um,
Mm,
just miniatures for him to look at to get used to the idea of
uh-huh.
seeing the perfume and manifesting that his nose would be okay with it. Yeah.
That's more like exposure therapy, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot. Listen, it worked for her. She's got a very successful piercing business. So,
Yeah.
what does she have around
So
her apartment? Ears? Unclear. I don't know. I don't know. What did she do? I don't know. But, works for
so
her.
they are bike riding, and rather, he is driving the bike. She is behind him, and she is in the back, and she's trying to use her phone and complaining that she can't hang on. And he says, "You're not being safe. We are biking on the road. Put your phone down if you can't hold on safely." And she says, "I don't like your attitude." And I was
It,
like,
is
they
it a
hate each other.
two-person bike? I didn't understand.
No, it was definitely, I think, a one-person bike.
Okay, that's not safe to start.
No.
So, yeah.
So they're going to dinner, a romantic dinner, one day before the wedding. The wedding is tomorrow, and they
Hmm.
already hate each other. And she says this should be magical because we're spending the rest of our lives together, but I'm having second thoughts. And he's trying to start the dinner by being nice, like, you look very beautiful right now. And she says, sometimes I don't think you're mature enough. I told you we were going to a nice dinner. Let's drive. And you said, no, let's take a bike. And it's always your will win. And he says, well, you didn't have fun riding the bike? No,
No.
are you serious? And she says, I did my hair and my makeup and I'm wearing a white dress. That is not appropriate for a bike ride. I had the wind in my face and I like adventure, but there's a time for everything. Sometimes I want to be an adult and I want to take the car. Is that asking too much? And he says, well, I thought it was a good idea to take the bike. And he says, I know it's not very elegant, but we saved a lot of money. And she
Oh.
says, is it too expensive to pay $12 for parking? Sometimes it's peanuts. And he says, it's actually $20.
But
And
it's the night
she
before your wedding and you're all
sighs.
dressed up. And of course, my question is, are they leaving this dinner and then going to some sort of like pre-party for the wedding? Because her whole family is
Her whole
there.
family's there.
Yeah.
We're ditching the family. Yeah. Also, I get that dinner seemed like a nice place.
It did. Yeah.
So
Why did they have to ride a bike?
yeah. So maybe he's like, I want to spend the money on the food and not the.
No excuse for that, Kimberly. Don't try to make
No, there
one.
is no excuse. So she says 3 months is just not enough time to decide on a new life and a new country. And I'm sick of him always trying to force his lifestyle on me, which I think is the core of it. It's this like condescension he does because he thinks his lifestyle is better than hers. And so he's always trying to get her to do it. So she says, you saw how unhappy I was and on the bike ride. And I feel like I don't want to fight all the time, but I feel like I'm losing myself in these little things. And little by little, these things become a monster. And he says, yeah, I'm concerned because we've had very few compromises. I don't think they've had any compromises.
He's had very few compromises.
She's had a lot of compromises.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with some of the requests you're making.
I would like a dresser, and I would like to have a couch.
How
and
dare
a
you.
table to eat on. Yeah.
Also, he sounds like a manager at like a workplace. I'm not happy with the hour request that you put in. It's not going to work on the schedule.
You can't have off Labor Day weekend, Thomas. Not everybody can take off. Yeah.
And then he says, you're very compulsive and you're focused on consumerism.
Oh, God.
And
here we go.
the judgment.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you're invested in the future of our family. I think he's saying you're spending too much money and that money should go towards our kids that we don't have.
Right. Okay.
That we probably should not have.
No, she's 41. He's 31. They've got a lot to work through before they can have kids. And, you know, not to put it out there, but her clock is ticking, just
Her
like
clock
Ashia.
is ticking.
Yeah.
So she says, I don't want to get married if you're always imposing your lifestyle and you're always doing a foie gras of your lifestyle and shoving it down my throat.
I didn't understand that. I was trying to understand. Foie gras is like mushed up duck liver, right?
Yeah. Yes, I think that's right. I knew it was meat something, but I think you're right. I think it's duck liver. And so.
Or is that pate? Let's see. We're going to look it up. Foie gras. What is it?
And do they shove something down the throat of the duck?
It's a delicacy in French cuisine. It's okay, all right. It is okay. Food product made of the liver of duck or goose is the liver of the duck. Okay, so I was fine. And it is okay, according to French law, foie gras is defined as the liver of a duck or a goose fattened by force feeding.
I'm disgusted.
And
I'm
sometimes it
horrified.
is sold whole or prepared as a mousse, parfait, or pate. Ugh.
I am so vomit. I'm just sick now.
I am so grossed out. Okay, so she was making the oh my God, correct analogy. She was making the correct analogy. We just didn't get it. Yeah.
So she's like, oh God, let's move on. I'm going to throw up. So, like you're always forcing this down my throat. Do this, ride a bike. I wish she had kept going. Don't smell bad. Sit on the floor when you eat.
Yeah. She could have got a whole list. Yeah.
Sit on a bed instead of a couch. So she says, my family is here and I just feel like I really want to go back to Brazil with them because it's so easy there. And I don't want to say goodbye to my family. And this level of life that I have right now, I don't need this. I have a choice. Like,
Yeah.
I had a good life in Brazil.
Yeah.
I don't. So she's crying and she says, my family is leaving and I don't know if I can be here long term. I want to move back to Brazil. And he says, you're making these wild claims that you're ready to leave. Imagine if I said something like that. And she says, he says to us, I was hoping she'd tell me I'm the light of her life and she can't wait to marry me. And instead she's saying I could leave you at any moment. So this dinner is not what I was expecting. That's
She's
how
like,
out of touch he is. That's what he thought she was going to say.
I hate you. I hate this country. It's not worth it to try to start a piercing business here.
Exactly.
My family is here. I'm just going to get in one of their suitcases. Yeah.
So she says, you're not ready for change. And he says, I've only had a few weeks to change. Okay, you've had 12 plus all of the time that you have been with this woman.
Yeah, 3 months. Yeah.
So, and then he tells her, open up. And she says, I'm open. I changed my whole country. I moved here. I left my business with 18 people working for me. I'm here. And he says, I know you're in a new country, but I want to challenge you to try something new in your life because my way of life is better than yours.
Right. Ride a bike
And
in a white dress. Come on.
come on.
Yeah.
You're so close-minded.
Yeah. I mean, and it was a short dress too.
I know. No woman wants to do that.
No.
So she says, you're pushing me too far. You're pushing me to Brazil. And he says, your natural instincts are always to do the knee-jerk reaction, to do the easiest thing. And she says, I'm about to leave right now. I can't. Like, you're not making this better at all. Now you're telling me I'm lazy and don't want to try.
Yeah.
And then in Portuguese, she says, you are so annoying. You're a son of a bitch. You are so fucking annoying.
Whoa.
And he says, when you're married, you're a team. And she's not saying like, I'm going to go back to Brazil and you're going to come with me because we're married. She just says she wants to go to Brazil because there is no reason.
Her whole family and her business is there, and she has the love of her life is not at this dinner table. Yes.
Exactly. And you've made her miserable and you made her sit on the floor to eat. There's so many reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just,
So-
he's unbending. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he says, I don't know why you're being so hostile. And she says, you're not listening and I'm struggling. Sometimes I just want to disappear. I just want to tell you to go fuck yourself and walk away. And she kept like gesturing towards the water because they're sitting on the water.
Yeah.
And I thought she was going to say, I sometimes want you to walk the plank. I sometimes want to drown you. I sometimes want to tie cement blocks to your feet and push you into the water.
Take a long walk off a short pier.
A short pier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, my life 3 months ago was very, very easy. And she's like, so was mine. What is the purpose of this? Why are we at this dinner? Is this dinner a breakup? And he says, I don't know. Are we still doing this? And she says, I don't know.
Well, obviously they are, because we see next week that they are. So,
even though she's crying and miserable the whole
and
time.
literally like, fuck off, you son of a bitch. Can't wait to marry you tomorrow. I mean, what? I don't get it. I
don't
don't
get it
understand their love. I really don't. I really don't. Okay, let's move on to Ashia and Maxwell. So we haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, but where we left them was Rod had slammed his fist on the table to say, like, you shouldn't marry him or you don't know this guy or whatever he was mad about.
Mm-hmm.
So Rod and Catie, Aunt Catie, are talking at the table, and he says, I'm sorry I slammed on the table, but I really am trying to figure out a way to stop her from getting married. I shouldn't have done that, but I am very worried.
I don't feel like it was a slam like Shekinah and Thais even.
It wasn't like a Teresa Giudice. It was just like, you're not listening to me. Like a,
Yeah.
yeah.
And your hand hit the
Yeah.
table, like maybe by accident.
And meanwhile, she's outside. No, baby. We do not do that.
We don't do violence.
No violence, baby. So, Catie says, it's her decision. I don't have to sleep with this man. I don't have to deal with his attitude. And it will be a whole different ball game when you get him home. It is different when you live somebody when it's not pillow talk, is basically what she says.
Right.
Okay. So Ashia
But that's
says,
with anything. That's with a guy in the United States. That's with anybody.
so Ashia tells us that Ashia knows what's best for Ashia, especially since Ashia listens to God and God talks to Ashia. Yeah. And she says, I think Rod is a little bitter and he should open up his little mind and get out of his own way. So meanwhile, she's talking
bitterness.
He has bitterness like the Plaths. But Catie walks up behind her and the production is filming. And I was like, she's right behind you. Catie walks up behind her and says, Ashia, my concern is that you need to think about what you're doing. I am just voicing my opinion. I've never seen you jump like this, and I didn't know I was coming to a wedding. To which Ashia says, surprise, surprise. And
So good.
Catie says, we support you. I support you. But you can't control how I feel and how Rod feels. And Ashia says, we have withstood the test of time and we have withstood a denial. And Catie goes, but was that denial a sign or a test or a sign from God? And Ashia says, no, ma'am, it was a test. And baby, we have passed it. We have passed that test. And then
How does she know? She's talking to God, and he says what
That's
you
right.
thought was maybe a sign was actually a test.
But Catie doesn't talk to God, so she doesn't have any leg to stand
And
on
neither
here.
does Rod.
No,
Yeah.
no. So Ashia says, if Maxwell says no, it is a no. If Ashia says no, it is a no. But there are no other options here. The wedding is taking place. And Catie says, I'm just concerned you're making a mistake. And Ashia says, I appreciate your concerns, and you could take your concerns elsewhere. Go worry about something else. Okay.
This woman flew for like 26 hours to be there.
Yeah. And if they did not tell them it was a wedding, like they just said, hey, we're going to go film this show over here.
Yeah.
Because we know they had to be vaccinated 10 days before they flew. Maybe they really were like, it's going to be so fun. You're going to film for the show, but we're going to do it in Nigeria. So Catie says, Ashia says, I'm going to let Rod breathe and let's just meet up tomorrow when I walk down the aisle. In the talking head, Ashia says, no demon is going to prevent her from getting married.
This is your god brother, who you said was one of the most important people in your life.
Yeah.
He's now a demon.
A demon.
Because he opposes this relationship.
Now, when she says demon, the first thing I think of is Lori Daybell.
Yeah.
Because she thought all her children had turned into demons.
Yeah, and zombies.
And zombies.
Yeah.
But once you turn into a demon, it's all over for you.
Mm-hmm. And everyone is on a scale from like 0 to 100 or something. And Oprah was the darkest demon of all, which felt like racism. So Rod has to be like a negative 15 or something.
I forgot about Oprah being on the Daybell's list as a demon. I wonder why.
Yeah, I know. What did she ever do to them?
I don't know. She seems like such a bright light in the world. Okay, let's move on to Catie and Josh. And so I watched the whole show, and then I was watching today to take my notes, and I somehow did not watch this whole scene kind of at the end, like I must have just gone out of the room or something. This Catie and Josh conversation at the end, the night before their wedding. This girl.
I know.
God bless.
I would say this actually was one of their best episodes, though, because there was so little Catie. Like,
yeah. More Josh.
It had mostly Josh, and so it was better. So Josh is at his stag do with sadly just 2 girlfriends from the UK. He had no guys join him. They have
middle of the day.
It is. They're in a bar, and it is full daylight out, and there are 2 other people in the bar. So
yeah,
Catie was worried he was going to stay out all night. I don't think he's making it past dinner. So not past happy hour even.
Yeah,
like.
Right.
So they have a present for him, and he goes to the bathroom to put it on. And he says, oh, a present that will make me feel really good about myself? And they say, yeah, sure. And so he comes out dressed like Ginger Spice and in like a cheap plastic wig. And he says a bachelor party in the States is very different from a stag do in the UK, which is more like making the groom question his choice of friends. And as he comes out, everyone in the bar, the 2 other people, are like whistling at him and laughing and saying, you go, girl. And I think one of them tried to buy him a Cosmopolitan. And he says, let's see how the night goes. And it's
silly.
Yeah.
It's
so
silly.
He says, maybe this is training for married life where I don't have an opinion or autonomy. And I was like, with Catie, yes, this is totally symbolic.
Do men in the UK dress up for their stag do? Because again, we've seen it. Love is Blind UK. We've never seen it. Yes. The men in the UK often dress up, but full group costumes are becoming less common. It is very common for the groom to wear an embarrassing or funny costume while the rest of the group wears their normal clothes. So, coordinated outfits like golf gear or retro tracksuits are still popular for daytime activities. So, yeah, that's okay. That's interesting.
Tracksuits.
I matching tracksuits. Why not?
That
It's your,
seems like Jersey Shore.
yeah, your company.
So the bartender's like, "What's this all about?" And he says, "I'm getting married tomorrow, and I thought I had friends." So he says, and apparently this is a Spice Girl. I don't know which Spice Girl it is. It's like, how does he? He's not that young. He should know. This is shocking
He's
information.
30. Yeah.
Yeah, he should know.
He looks
So
50. He looks 50, but he's 30.
yeah, he's aged quite a bit. Catie is to mentor the life out of him.
God
So
bless.
he tells his friends, the breeze is quite nice. I'm actually enjoying this. And they say, well, girls aren't usually invited to stag do's, but his guy friends couldn't come. So we felt like we had the responsibility to do this. And we don't want him to forget his British roots. So
No guy friends could come. Not one. Not one guy.
they've
Not
all
one.
have STDs of the mouth from Catie and they're staying home for safety.
They're all like, we feel uncomfortable because your fiance tried to kiss us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I mean, I don't think
That's what
those.
they put in the yes, I'm coming. No, I'm not attending reason. They put like Catie tried to tongue kiss me against my will.
But I think that was also a checkbox. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
it
coming.
was
No,
yes.
I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming because Katie's tried to kiss me. Yes, those are
That's
the
it.
three choices. Yes.
So he and his friends then try to have a very serious conversation about his upcoming marriage while he is wearing this plastic wig that they have tied into a top pony.
Yeah.
And he says, I am worried that she struggles not to make out with people, which one of his friends clearly did not know about because she is making this face like, why did you
What?
invite me to this wedding
Like
if this is
what?
what's happening?
Yeah.
And he says, oh, and your face is indicating this is bothersome to you. And she's like, yeah, that's not great if your relationship is supposed to be monogamous.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, we've talked about it. And I feel like we're on the same page, but then she'll go back to open relationships. So then I'm not sure. And I was like, you're not on the same page.
Not
How,
no.
how do
Mm-mm.
you think that you're on the same page?
Not even the same book. No.
No. So the
Mm-mm.
friends say you need to be more clear about your thoughts, and in asking for a monogamous relationship is not too much. And there is a line that he needs to draw, and he agrees that he hasn't been clear enough and he needs to be like very crystal clear with Catie. Also, Catie is the type of person that if you give her an inch, she'll take a mile, or if you give her a centimeter, she'll take a kilometer in British. But she will fudge it. So if he's like, yeah, well, I don't know about the future, she'll be like, well, you said you didn't know about the future, so I totally banged Ryan. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
And he says it later. He says, I don't want there to be any opening there
Yeah,
that you think this is what I mean. Yeah.
exactly. So he walks back to the wedding venue in his dress, and it is still full daylight out.
Yeah.
And she is still there with her parents setting up for the wedding. And she looks at him and she says, why? And he says, I've been dressed up by my friends. And she says, are they still your friends? And he's like, good question. So that night, she is asking how the night was, and he says, I need some counseling before I talk about it, even though it was like a drink at a bar with it
Yeah.
was daytime, a
Yeah.
daytime drink at a bar. So he asks her, is there anything
Wait,
that we-"
Kimberly, right here, when she goes, tell me about it. He goes, I'll tell you. I don't care. I need counseling. And he kind of jokes. She goes, oh, it's fine. She goes, I'll ask Megan. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah, she does.
She
And
says,
I
I
was
don't
like,
really care.
I thought you guys were fine. Like, why are you like that, Catie?
She was like, I don't actually care how
She's
your
like,
night was.
send me a picture. And he's like, no. And she's like, I'll ask Megan. I don't even really care. Yeah.
She doesn't really care. She just knew that
She's
has been taught
supposed to ask
that she's supposed to ask
how
how his
his
day
night
was.
went.
She's like, I actually don't care. So
Yeah.
we'll never discuss it again. Don't send me a picture. And when I see Megan tomorrow, I won't ask her either because I don't care about her either.
Exactly. Exactly. She's really trying to deprogram herself from being
Yeah.
perpetually selfish, but she can't do it.
Yeah. But
So-
that was good that she tried for 2 seconds. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, tomorrow we're getting married. Is there anything we need to talk about? And she's like, no, I'm excited. I hope everything goes well. Is there something you think we need to talk about? He's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I was talking with my friends and it reaffirmed how I felt about monogamy and that I am looking to get married for monogamy. And she is smiling awkwardly, which she always does, with that
Mm-hmm.
mouth twitch and like inappropriate smiling.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, can we never make out with anyone in the future?
Nope.
No,
No.
that is no. And then he's like, and she goes, what if in the future we want a three-way? Does that fit into monogamy?
You can't give
And
her an inch. You can't give her an
you
inch.
can't. And he
Mm-mm.
says, if we both wanted that, but I don't know if that's what I want. And I don't know what the future holds, but I just want to be crystal clear that I want to make a commitment to you and you only. And she tells us, I don't have any doubts about him, but I have doubts about how I will act in that situation because I love flirting. I've just always loved flirting. And I'm so good at it. When I shove my tongue inside an unsuspecting stranger's mouth, that
Mm.
they say, wow, that girl is so good at flirting. And then they call the police to have me arrested for being so good at flirting. It says sexual assault on the report, but that's not what it is. It's
It
just because
was
I'm so good at
flirting.
flirting.
When she says, I really like flirting, and she's got that giant smile, I really like flirting. And then she goes, I'm really good at it. And then her whole face drops like, oh, not going to
She
be able to
does a lot of
flirt
that. The
anymore.
face is constantly changing. I do think, because again, there's something undiagnosed here. Um,
Totally. It's,
and it's never matches what she's saying, the
no,
expression on her face. It
no, it,
like takes a while to catch up to what
yeah.
she had just said, kind of, or it's very strange.
And then
So
she's all of a sudden now has Tourette. She starts blurting out penis.
she
Like
can't stop.
she's she's like
Hmm.
intrusive thoughts, penis. Like, oh my
Hmm.
God.
Yeah. I think she has some comorbidities happening. So
So many.
she he tells her, I don't want to give you false hope that I
Mhm.
might say yes to something in the future that I'm never going to say yes to.
Right.
So what I'm looking for is a commitment with one person, and I'm putting faith in the fact that we're both signed up for that. And she goes, I'm signed up for that too.
Can't wait to marry you
I think we're on the
tomorrow.
same page.
Happiest day of my life. Yeah.
And then she says, I just have an open mind as a person,
That's what
but
it
I'm
is.
happy to marry you. Yeah, he just doesn't have an open mind. That's what it is.
That
Yeah.
was, she tried to shame him and to be like, why are you
Mm-hmm.
so close-minded? You know?
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yep.
like, mm,
So he tells us, I hope this isn't one of those situations where she says she's good with monogamy, but it's just because she feels trapped.
yeah.
And I hope it's the truth. And she says to him, I think I want, I mean, I know I want to commit to you. She
Mm,
literally says, I know I want to commit to you, and only you. And I want us to be a team forever, which is Love is Blind, right?
yeah.
Be a
Teammate.
team.
Teammate. Teammate.
Um, and she tells us there's definitely a part of me that says yes to forever monogamy because I don't want to freak Josh out. And I do still want to spend the rest of my life with him, even though I'm a bit disappointed that door is closing. But what I'm going to do is just stick my foot out as the door is closing so that it doesn't close all the way. And
Mm-hmm.
he'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells him, when I when I commit to something, I do it. So I just grit my teeth and bear it because I've made a commitment to you. That's exactly what you want to hear
Yeah.
before the wedding.
Love you
I've
so much.
committed
Yeah.
to this, so I'm going through with it because that's just what I do. And I think it won't be an issue. Okay. It's
I
totally
think.
going to be an
I
issue.
think. Yeah. And then she's going to go, remember when I said I think it was? I didn't know for sure.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds, remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Mallory and Rashid. Now, lots of people are concerned about what he does on TikTok, and I don't care.
What is?
He goes on TikTok and he makes like crazy sounds on the microphone and like
Oh yeah.
it does, and people are like, "Are you seeing this? It's so crazy." Maybe I just haven't seen what people are seeing. That's probably 99% true that I haven't seen what other people have seen because I've just seen clips and stuff. But I'm like, just let him make money on TikTok. Who cares?
Does he make money from it?
Yeah, because you know how people they
Is
send
it like
roses and they do.
ASMR?
Yeah, I think it's like ASMR. But he's going live and he's being like really creepy. And people are like, "Oh, he's creepy, he's gross." And I'm like, all right. Okay. He acts weird on TikTok. Okay.
Okay,
He's like
could be
super
worse.
sexual.
He
And they
could
said
be saying Hitler was on the right page.
he
So
he
the
could have
bar
done
is very low for these people.
that's true. And other people like he's like DMing with women and they're screenshotting it and yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that if that's true. Again, we know he's in the States. I mean, people are like where he's sitting is like where Mallory sits in all
Hmm.
her interviews and stuff. So you can see that he's here.
And she won't put up with that. Mallory won't put up with that, I
Not
feel like.
online cheating. No.
No.
Mm-mm. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe he just needs to put down the phone for a bit.
Hmm.
2 days to wed.
Take away his screen time.
Other people said that there was a picture posted him and his brothers, and they were making some sort of hand signal that means some sort of nationalist group that's in Turkey that's like super far left
Oh.
or right, unclear.
Mm.
Um, I don't know anything about international politics to know, but that also didn't seem to be good.
Mm.
Again, I don't know. So I was gonna get so many DMs about this. Okay, so 2 days to wed. Today is the bachelor and the bachelorette party. The stag do and the hen do, as it
Hmm.
were. He's excited because he's gonna get to go to a strip club. And he goes, "It's so fun." And he goes, I can't wait. And she goes, "It's gonna be like big asses, little asses." And she's like, "Big? Little?" And she goes, "Yeah, it could be big, could be little, could be no
A,
teeth."
a
Yeah.
variety of
Yeah.
asses.
He's like, "Oh my goodness." She goes, "You never know in Alabama." So he comes and sits with her on the couch and she's having a drink. She's putting her makeup on. He goes, "Why are you doing this now?" And she goes, "It's called pregame. You pregame before you go out. So you don't have to buy as many drinks at the bar." He's like, "Oh, okay." Um, in the talking head, she goes, "Everything is fine. I'm really glad we came to this agreement about the prenup and the kid issue. You know, we're reminded of that." So his friend arrives. His friend's name is Chiat, Chihat, but pronounced Chiat. I wrote it down phonetically. He's from New Jersey. He's from Istanbul. And Chiat says, "Last time I saw Rosh was in Athens, Greece, but now I'm in Athens, Alabama." And Mallory's like, so similar, right? So similar. He tells Chiat he's so happy to see him. He's been lonely. He's happy to be around somebody else who knows his culture. He can speak his language. And she doesn't seem to be like, "What are you talking about?" You know, she just seems to be
Yeah.
rolling with it. So then they're in a talking head together, and Rashid's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to go to the strip club where you sit and you watch the ladies dancing." And she goes, "You're going to be doing more than watching." He goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "You don't just watch. Sometimes they come and dance right on you, like with their bosoms in your face." He goes, "Whoa, your boo in my face?" And she was like, "Yeah, another woman's boobs right in your face." He's like, "Oh." They keep zooming in on him. And he's like, "Oh my God."
He
He's
looks
like,
like a 3-year-old you're telling about Disneyland for the first
yes.
time.
He's like, "What?" So the party bus arrives. They all have like the stupid shit, right? They got to wear the sash. They got to have the shot cups around the neck, you know. So basically, they all get in the party van. They head out. They do like shots while they're inside. And it's so funny, like when the girls get out and they're going to take the boys to the strip club, the friend whose name I already forgot, Chiat, says, "No rules for Rosh, no rules for Rosh." And Mallory's like, "Bye." I mean, she
No.
does not care. Her friend was basically sticking her cooter in their face, like
Yeah.
twerking with her vagina in the air, and they were like,
She doesn't
"Whoop
care.
whoop, go girl." She doesn't care.
She's not jealous. Yeah.
She does not care. So they go to the strip club, and Rosh is like, "This is shock, like porno, like for real." And Brandon, of course, is there. He's buying him a lap dance, and he says, "Brandon, he's so bad, bad, bad." Um, and Brandon walks up and is like, "I've got a lap dance for you." And Rashi's like, "Oh my, what you do? Oh my God, oh my God!" But he is having the best time.
Best time.
He is swinging on a pole. He is
Yeah.
doing the worm. He is doing backflips and then going,
He goes
"Oh,
on the
my back!"
stage.
Yeah,
And people are cheering for him.
he's got a girl two teaming him, one in the front, one in the back. Crazy.
And he keeps saying things like cat, kitty, meow.
Yeah. So the one girl, he said, "I like your tattoo," and she says, "It says pay me."
Yeah.
And then because that girl had a lot of makeup on her face, did you see? It was like face paint.
Uh-huh.
And that's the
Okay.
girl. He said, "You look like a kitty cat." And he was going, meow, meow. So maybe this is what he does over there on TikTok that people are so upset about. It is strange.
Uh-huh.
Um, so then Mallory goes with some friends and they're looking at some Harleys and she's, I guess this is like her idea of fun. I don't know. And the friends are asking about the prenup thing. And she's explaining, like, I said, get off my back about the kids for 2-3 years. I mean, you said two.
I
Two,
know.
three
I noticed that
years.
she's
Yes.
adding a 3 onto
Uh-huh.
that.
And if he'd leave me alone, then I would drop the prenup thing. And they're like, "Are you sure this is the right thing?" And she goes, "I just gonna have to trust him." She goes, "I don't know. I just have to trust him." They go to a clip of him swinging on a pole and like doing a
Hmm.
backflip into a lady's lap. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nobody had a better time at the strip club than him. Nobody.
No, it's joyful. It
He's so
made me
having so much
smile.
fun. Yes.
Yeah.
He loved it. So then Mallory talking to her friends they said, "Who's coming from your side?" She goes, "Well, my sister Paige and my mom are coming." And they go, "What about your dad?" And he says, she says, "No, not my dad." She says, "He called me yesterday and says he didn't think he could come to the wedding because I'm Christian and Rosh is Muslim." And they're like, "What? Are you kidding? That is so ridiculous." And she
Show
goes,
the dad footage of Rosh at the strip club, and you'll see how Muslim he is.
"See how American he is, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and she goes, "It's not surprising. And it's kind of embarrassing that he's doing this, but it's the last straw with my dad. He hasn't been there for me for the last 10 years. So I'm not surprised he's not going to be here for this." She kind of cries a little bit and says, "I really wish I could give Rosh the good family dynamic like the one he left, but I
Mm.
just don't have that with my family." And Michaela says, like, "It's not the same, but you have us, we're your chosen family." And that's really sweet. And when I talked to her, I think I DM'd with her, she said coming up, it's going to be a lot of mess with her dad and that she fights on the tell all with two different men and one of them is her dad. So her dad obviously also goes to the tell
Oh,
all. Yeah. Hmm. Not great.
no.
Not great. Okay, let's move on to Marissa and Edward, who now I don't know who this woman is on our screen, Marissa, but she's a brand new person, episode 16.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
softened her hair even. I was
She's like a
like,
completely different person.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's being nice.
Mhm.
So he's cooking in the kitchen and he rinses off the pan before it's cooled down so it smokes. And I was
I was waiting.
instantly terrified for
Oh, me
her,
too. Me
him.
too.
I was
Me
like,
too.
she's not going to like that. Boss lady is not going to like that. Oh my God, Edward, hide, hide. I'll hide you in my attic. Come over. You just ruined that pan.
When I saw him put it under and all the smoke went up, I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna be so pissed."
She's going to hate that.
Yeah.
So she comes in and she's like, "Hi, how are you?" All innocent, like she
Hmm.
does after a fight. And last night was fun. And
Was it?
he says, no. And he says, the bullshit you gave me, it was unnecessary. And I was like, yes, good for him.
Yeah.
He's standing up for himself. And she says, "You need to read my emotion better. Like, if I'm in the mood for a serious conversation like I am right now, then you'll know it. And if I'm just wanting to have fun, then don't try to get in these deep conversations with me." But again, why does she get to dictate the mood of each conversation?
They were at dinner. Why does she get to dictate like, "Oh, I'm not in a good mood now, so change the subject"?
Exactly.
I don't get
So
it.
he says, "I was just trying to finish the talk about all that we've been through and then move on. And she says, I do have to take some accountability because
Wow.
I know you don't like being walked out on, but I did that because I felt like it was a better option to go and regroup than to sit at the table and be aggravated by you and your horrible behavior at dinner. So she still kind of finds a way to blame it on him.
She's blaming all of
And
it on him. All of it.
yeah. And then she goes, I was hangry. She says that to us. And she says, to us, she's taking a lot more accountability. She says, I have been trying to soften how I speak to Edward, and I shouldn't have responded that way. And it's not fair to him when he was just trying to express his emotions, and I should have given him the space to speak freely. She doesn't say any of that to him, though.
No.
To him, she just says, I was super hangry because I haven't had anything to eat all day. And I was like, that must be her problem every day.
She looks
I
pretty
think
hungry.
we've solved it. We've solved why Marissa is such a bitch.
She's hungry.
She's always in a state of hangry. So, and then she has to teach him what hangry means because he doesn't know. And he says in Spanish, this needs to go on the appendix to Sarper's calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Spanish, we say, we swim just to die by the shore. And it means people swim a lot and basically die when they're supposed to go outside the water.
No. That's not that. No.
I don't think that's what that means.
That doesn't make any sense. It's you swim
think
to
it
die by the
means-
shore. It's like you do all this work and just to not make it is what it sounds like to me.
I think it's like, like if they find a hiker that has died in the desert, but it turned out they were like one hill away from
Right.
a resort,
Yeah.
but they just didn't. So they're right there, but
Yeah.
they didn't know how close they were.
Right. How is that the same as hangry?
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
And he says, I don't want this to be the end. This is the beginning of our beautiful life together. And she says, well, I did want to tell you last night that even with all the doubts I've had, the effort that we've made lately, every time I have these doubts, you do something great that brings me back to why we fell in love in the first place, which was nice. And I do still want to marry you because it's all my decision. And I've learned in Spanish that you're half an orange to me, which is an expression, I guess. And means like you're half of my orange.
My other half, like my
Yeah.
But doesn't an orange go into quarters? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
And
Okay.
so she tells us for some reason, she says, all the conflicts that we have, I'm still drawn back to him for some reason. And I said, it rhymes with schmeenus because. And then he says, let's go solve our problems in the bed. And then she's like, yeah, you can give me a massage. And he's like, I didn't mean a massage. I meant.
He literally does, like the pumping. Yeah, he does.
So then they're going out, and he, in the scene that I thought was going to be a much bigger deal and a 5-episode arc, turned out to be 5 seconds. He gives her the prenup that he has signed with no issues.
He didn't care.
He didn't care. And nothing burger. And he says, I did see on there that you have a lot. And she goes, yeah, I was hoping to not put the assets on there because I didn't want you to know, but you have to. Like she wanted to hide how much she has. And he says, and mine is $0. And she says, yeah, you have nothing, but I love you, babe.
That was crazy that he said $0.
It's just nothing. He has nothing.
Okay.
And she says, we've talked about this prenup since the beginning, so I wasn't that worried that he wouldn't sign it. And she tells him, it's not because I think you're using me for my money, you know, that it's just for my children. And he says, in my defense, I didn't even know you had money when I fell in love with you. And she says, when was that? And the first time you saw me? And he's like, yeah, okay, sure, let's go with that.
The first time you banged
you
her?
were at a
Yeah.
luxury resort
Yeah.
with a bunch of white rich ladies. I probably figured you had money. Let's be real.
Right.
So she says they're going to look at the venue, and he says weddings are mostly for the woman's, so I don't really have any requests or opinions. It's whatever she wants. And she's
Nice.
like, and for the rest of our lives also.
Right. Get
And
used to it.
it looks very cool. It's like an inside room, but they have it draped on the ceiling like it's a tent with lights.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty. And he says, "This is the fanciest wedding I've ever been to." And she goes, are there fancy weddings in the DR? Which I was like,
I would imagine so. Yeah.
are you what? She just thinks she's better than him. And
Mm-hmm.
he says, yes. And she says, have you ever been to one? And he says, no. So then they're at the venue, and he's like, oh my God, this is a wedding. This is my first wedding. And she's like, yeah, this is your first wedding. And they all clap for him because most of them are on their third wedding by now.
Yeah.
And so they practice how they'll dance, and she's so excited now, and she feels at peace. And she says, it's mostly because of you. You have had to make so many adjustments to the way you naturally are.
But
To the way
but she's being nice to him
you are as a person has had to change a lot.
because it wasn't good enough. But
It was never good enough. And
Right.
so I'm glad I whipped you into shape and got you to change your whole personality.
Right.
And he says, it's a team effort. You know, you've done some things too, not as much as me, but a little. And she's
True.
like, yeah, I've done a little. I've tried to make some adjustments. And he says, I got to be honest with you, which is his favorite phrase.
Yeah.
I've never been this nervous. And she says, well, let's practice walking down the aisle. And he says, yeah, because I shouldn't walk like this. And then she's like, you usually walk like this. And then she makes him look like Lurch or like a mummy or something with his
like
head to the side.
like a and with his
Like a
feet out.
thriller
Yeah.
thriller
like,
video. It was very strange. And she's making fun of him. And then he walks normally, and she says, head high, shoulders back, straighten up. You know, we'll work on it later tonight. And I was like, she is going to criticize every single thing at the wedding. She's going to be saying, stop chewing with your mouth open. You have to make a speech now. And then like elbowing him when he says something wrong.
She's gonna be like, don't you talk.
She's going to course correct the whole wedding. So at on the altar, it's going to be like correcting his vows.
Yes. Don't say that.
Smile. Stop. And he tells us that he's 100% sure, but he's still worried that she's going to change her mind because they've had so many backs and forths. Why are you 100%, Edward?
I will say another thing I just saw him do was an ad for like a local med spa that was helping him with his acne scars.
Really?
I was like, look at him getting into the influencer game. Yeah.
I love it. He and Ashia would be a fun pair.
God.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same. It's the lady trying to fix everything about the man.
Yeah.
But Edward is really attracted to her because remember he got that
yeah.
boner on the street when they were hugging.
Yes. Yes, he is. He's got that new
Penis.
Snipped
Who this?
penis. Yeah.
So she goes to taste some wines for the wedding, which I was like, are you driving? Is that normal?
She did have 4 glasses
Are you
of wine
supposed to
right in front of her.
drive?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They had little snacks. Of course, she does not eat any of them.
No, she's not going to eat that. No.
She goes to meet with her mom, who is either Joanne or Joan with 2 N's. But no E at the end.
So it's definitely Joanne. God.
But no E.
Well,
So it's like Joan with an extra N.
yeah, I think it's Joanne. Just with
Okay.
no E. But I got to tell you something. This was hard to watch. Yeah, this woman is really terrible. She's really
She
terrible.
really is.
Yeah.
It's where Marissa gets it from.
Yes.
Too bad she didn't get some of the other facial structures from her mom.
Well, she could pay for that. Yeah.
So she tells her mom about how everything's going great, and they made these lists of the things they want to fix about each other, and they're really working on their lists. And it's been so good these past few days, weeks, whatever. And her mom is like gritting her teeth and like gnawing on her jaw with this tension. And Marissa just stops in the middle of a sentence and says, "You look annoyed."
Yes.
And the mom says, I'm concerned. I've told you how I feel, and there are so many red flags.
Battle of the red flags going on.
Are you 100% sure, or are there still doubts? And Marissa says, I wouldn't say doubts, but there is some fear. But if you were to ask me, am I 100% sure? Yes, I do want to marry him.
Okay.
And the mom says, look, Marissa, I have the utmost respect for you, and you're a strong woman and a businesswoman.
Is the mother British? She's British now?
She's very formal.
Okay.
And she says, you're a strong businesswoman and I respect you a lot. So please don't be cross with me. But I did call our lawyer and ask how about finances. And there's some things that we think you should know. And would you be all right if I called the lawyer and you talked to her?
Crazy.
And Marissa says, well, yeah, I reached out to a lawyer too, and he signed a prenup, no problem. And the mom says, indulge me.
But she's not being that nice. She's being very mean, I think. Yeah.
And so the mom says to us, I've had some conversations with Edward, and they were good. I didn't expect them to be good, but they were good. But I've worked very hard in my life, and I want to make sure everything we have goes to my grandchildren and my children. And if they get divorced, I don't need it going to somebody who has no rights to it. Okay,
when she said, I've had conversations with him and they were good and I didn't expect them to be good.
I didn't expect that he even spoke English or could hold a decent conversation.
She's really bad. Oh.
So, also, if she's so concerned about the grandchildren, leave them money in your will.
Yeah, and don't leave it to the daughter. Yeah.
Set up a trust for them or something, and then he won't be able to touch it. So she calls the lawyer, puts her on speakerphone, and the lawyer says, you're signing an affidavit of support, correct? And Marissa's like, I guess I don't know. And she should really know that. And the lawyer says, so you're going to have to sign an affidavit of support. And that means that you're telling the government I will support him. And I was like, 10 years. It's 10 years.
10 years.
I watched the show since the beginning.
10 years. Yep. 10 years.
Anyone who's watched the show would know that it was 10 years. And she says, you'll be supporting him for 40 quarters, which is 10 years. And, or unless he becomes a U.S. citizen, which is not just like having the visa. It's like that takes years and years and years.
Yeah.
And so even if you get divorced in a year, you'll still have to support him, even with the prenup.
Yep.
And Marissa says, okay, like how much support will I have to give him? And she says, it depends on how much he has and if he has an income or not. And
0.
I feel like the mom is muttering under her breath, he won't have an income. And he wants to like build a sports stadium or something. No one knows. And so if he doesn't have an income, you're paying him basically 40% of your salary. And they both just, even though the mom totally knew this, and she's like, I told you. And
40% of $1 million is $400,000.
So Marissa, they hang up with the lawyer. And then Marissa's mom says, she tells us, Marissa keeps saying she loves him and I love him and love is love and love is great and you need to have love, but I don't want my grandsons to be lacking for anything. 40% of her income for 10 years is a huge chunk of what's going to my grandchildren and I'm concerned about that. Again, you could just set them up if you're that rich and your husband is the CEO of David's Bridal. So
no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Wait, Marissa's dad?
Stepdad is Marissa's stepdad is the CEO of David's Bridal. And I believe he hooked her up in the bridal industry.
I was about to say the low budge competitor to Kleinfeld?
Exactly. Yeah.
How did you know that? And how did you just now tell me this just now?
I thought you knew. It's all over Reddit.
Well, I never get a chance to look at Reddit. I'm too busy with Love is Blind.
I
Oh
thought I
my
had
gosh.
mentioned it before.
No, I did not know that. Is his name David?
No, he's not the creator. I think he's just like a high-ranking person.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the mom acts like she's worked very hard
Uh-huh.
and maybe just finding rich husbands is her hard work.
Yes.
She's had to, as someone on Reddit said, she's had to see a lot of old man balls to get to this point.
That's right.
But maybe she also works. I don't know. I don't get
know.
that sense. But she could also have worked a
We
lot.
don't know if Marissa has siblings. We assume. We
Right.
don't know. And the mom
Yeah.
said, I've been divorced. I know how bad it is. So we don't know if his mom on wedding number 3. We don't know.
Yeah.
Mom's got a bitterness towards marriage because she herself has been dumped. I don't know.
Yeah. So Marissa tells her mom, Edward has never expected me to support him. And the mom says, everyone says that. And Marissa says, okay, I get that everyone says that, but I believe him. And the mom's like, well, good for you. And Marissa says, okay, well, you don't have to believe him. He's going to be my husband, not yours. And the mom says, I've been divorced. And so I know. And Marissa says, I've been divorced too. And the mom doesn't say, to her credit, and you married one poor, and now you're about to marry another poor. Learn from your mistakes, darling. She doesn't say that. And the mom says, okay, it's your life. Fine. I'm just raising the red flag because I'm the mother, and that's what mothers do. They worry. And Marissa's like, okay. But she's all pissed now.
Yeah.
And Marissa's mom tells us, with all the ups and downs that they've had in their relationship, she needs to think about this. I mean, you have to hope for the best, but you need to plan for the worst. And you can't just say, well, I don't think he would do that to me. Yes, he would. Sorry. But he would.
Jeez, this woman is a nightmare.
I know. She's worse than she even appeared. And she appeared pretty bad at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning. And then we were like, okay, she's all right.
Yeah.
Now.
But no.
Woo,
She still looks good.
she still looks incredible. We'll give it to her. Give it to her surgeon. She looks great. Woman is 80. Can you believe that? Jeez Louise.
And normally hate ages you, but not her.
Not her.
So.
And when they walked into that wine place, which was very sort of rustic, she goes, this is interesting. I mean, okay.
I swear, because the lady who serves them the wine is wearing like a T-shirt with the branded thing, and I felt like Marissa's mom's not going to like that T-shirt.
No,
She's going to be like, I'm being served by someone in a T-shirt and not a blouse.
Where is the sommelier at this establishment? Okay, let's finish it up with old Shea and Annabelle. So the daughters, Allison and somebody, and Madison. Madison's the little one. Allison's got another sister. Is it Abby? Starts with an A. Ashley? Starts with the A.
Unsure.
Unclear. Anyway, they're helping her, mostly Allison, with her hair and makeup. And she is saying it's so important for her to have a good relationship with the daughters. We see Shea steaming his shirt. Who knew? He knew how to do that.
Who knew? Annabelle packed that steamer.
Yeah, for sure. He
taught him how to use it.
She was like, one day, please don't make me work. So he says he's never met anyone like Annabelle. He goes, I mean, she's the kind of gal, she won't even let me put my own underwear on. So I don't think she's trying to take my money. She won't even let me wear my own underwear. I was like, she helps you put on your underwear? Sir, what's happening? What do you mean?
Things I did not need to know for 500.
But what does that even mean? She won't let me put my own underwear on. Let me dress you?
I'm going to think, because my brain needs to think this, that she just maybe lays out fresh underwear for him.
Okay.
And it's not a squeezing him into underwear situation, lifting and folding things.
Yeah, like lift up your bum. I'm sliding them on. Yeah. like you would with like a baby you're putting pants on, you know?
But again, to the daughters, I say, give Annabelle all the money.
Uh-huh. Look,
She deserves it.
you're
She's
not
earned
laying
it.
out the underwear. Yeah.
No.
So the talking head, he says, I reassured Annabelle that I would never leave her out in the cold with the will. I mean, she gave up her whole life to be here. So I did reassure her when we got home. And I know there's going to be a balancing act with her and my daughters, but it's not a conversation for today. Today we're getting married.
Sir, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? You could die at any moment.
We're very concerned. So
He looks great online though. He's lost a lot of
he's lost
weight.
a lot, yeah.
His teeth are still the same though.
Well, yeah, that's going to take some more work. Yeah.
His coloring.
It's yeah. So she's getting ready and he comes in, which I'm like, aren't you not supposed to see the bride? Whatever. They're not doing it traditionally.
Yeah.
So he comes in. She gets up from getting her hair and makeup done to check his nails for dirt. And he goes, I clipped them right before we came. Like, I think they're all right, babe. And she goes, let me see. Let me see. And Allison says, it's so great. You guys are finally here. And they say it's been 5 years. And Allison goes, I'm so glad y'all are getting married. I apologize for being a brat. Which I was like, okay, good, good.
Who knew this season's redemption arc would be Allison?
I know. And talking head, Allison says, we did have problems at first, but I really like her and she's really great with my kids. I'm glad my dad didn't actually send her back. I like he was going to. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Send her back like she's a package.
Yes. Send her back.
I ordered from Temu and I have to return this.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
like
I
it.
love that one of her requirements is she's a good babysitter for my children,
Absolutely. She's great
whom
with my
I
kids.
hate.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to get rid of all the time.
Talking to Annabelle says, I'm really glad everything worked out, especially with Allison. I'm glad we're in a good place. And then we see Annabelle come out in her dress and she says she's excited. I didn't still from the preview to now don't understand why they did that giant faucet thing on the top of her head. But I guess maybe she wanted to like put her veil in that. But whatever, she looks great. And I cannot believe she bought that dress online. Would she say for like $200 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
So she's excited. They all hug her. They say she looks beautiful. And in the car, it's Allison and Lindsay of Jeff and Lindsay. They're only friends. And one of them goes, why do you check his nails? And she goes, oh, it's so gross. He has dirt. And they're like, he's a realtor. Like he shouldn't have dirt under his nails. What's he doing?
And Annabelle should have said, and you should see his butt crack. It's atrocious.
You don't even know what I got to do to get that thing clean. So Allison's nicely asking her about her family. And she says, no, they're not going to watch. It's 3 a.m. there. It's my special day and they're not with me. And so she says she's very emotional. Talking head, she says she misses her mom, her sister, her brother, and her daughter. Been wondering the whole time if she has kids.
The whole freaking time. I turned to my dad. Did she say daughter?
Daughter.
We thought she might have kids. Literally asked like they'd never existed. That daughter never mentioned once.
Mom, sister, brother, and daughter. Fuck that dad. She's like, I don't know that man. Get out of here. So she says, I know Shea loves me so much, and we've been trying to get me to America for all this time. So I'm so glad to be here, but I can't stop crying. It's our wedding day. And she's like really emotional, you know?
I just, a couple things. I would get up at 3 a.m.
It's
Obviously. Not that big of a deal. It's
Yes.
for a wedding. Couldn't they have it at another time? Like, I know they're probably doing it at around sunset, but it seems like they could have it a few hours earlier or later to make it a better time.
I agree. Or just get up at 3. I don't know. It's only for like an hour, you know?
Yeah.
So she says she feels happy, she feels beautiful, and she looks great. And it is a gorgeous day, and it seems like a really nice setting for the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Shea says he's never felt
If it
so many
wasn't
emotions.
winter, like if it was a little less brown, a little more green.
It's definitely fall. It's definitely
But
fall.
they're on a time crunch here.
Yeah,
So
they're on a time crunch, and also probably it's like a Wednesday afternoon because it was cheapest.
yeah.
Shea said, I never felt so many emotions. You know, Annabelle's so different than anyone else I've ever met, and she makes me want to be a better person. She's completely changed my life and my perspective on life.
Look how
Okay.
clean my fingernails are
You should
all the
see
time now.
my butthole. So,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That's gross. So the officiant says, "Okay, we've gathered here,
These
blah
shows
blah
have changed
blah."
you.
Yeah, they have. The officiant says, "You can say your vows." Why does Jeff say Shay's vows for him? It is not explained. It is not explained. He says, "Jeff has my vows," and Jeff reads them. Why?
Does Shay not know how to read? Or does Shay think he'd be too emotional? So he wanted. I've heard of them handing them to like the officiant to read.
Yes, yes, that would make sense.
Um, but and then she doesn't say any vows or have someone else read vows for her. So it
So
just felt
did they cut him out? Like
one-sided. I was quite strange. They were
because
beautiful though, very sweet
because in the
vows.
morning he had said to her, "You got to work on writing your vows," and she goes, "Okay." She goes, "You got to let somebody read them too, because sometimes you say like she when you mean he."
Oh,
and
right. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
they were joking about that. So obviously, I think
Yeah.
she wrote something.
So they just cut that
They
out?
cut that
Yeah.
out. And did she say it or did Lindsay say it?
Right.
It I
And then is that Lindsay's the friend?
yeah, Jeff's wife.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have wanted Allison, who was also standing up there, to be
Hmm.
saying it because then
The whole
she's saying the vows to her dad.
It was so strange. I wish they just would have said, Shay has asked his best man to read his vows so that they could come out as he means them so he won't be too emotional. I wish they just would have
Right.
explained it.
Yeah.
Very weird. So they do the rings, they get married. Woo! She's emotional. It's
I'm sorry,
cute.
but can you just say like one of his vows was like, as we get older and our hands start to shake, I'll hold yours even tighter or something like that.
It was
And that was
sweet.
so sweet.
But I'm so used to Love is Blind where we don't say the vows. We just say they say some nice words and then they get married. We
I
just
know.
because it's
Usually I wouldn't care, but
mhm.
I'm like blah blah blah. But this actually touched me because it was very
it
specific.
it was specific and it was cute. Yeah. Um So he said, and it won't be me shaking because I hadn't had a beer today and I got the DTs. Um, so she's emotional. It's cute. And then they joke around. He goes, "Well, like we say in the States, babe, third time's a charm." And she goes, "Okay, what?" And he goes,
Mhm.
"Third time marriage, third time's a charm. That's what we say in the States, babe." And she's like, "Third time a charm." Like she's like, "Huh?"
No
Um,
idea.
they have the reception. They kind of do the cake shove, but really more her than him. They just do the
Hmm.
feeding, but not quite the cake
She
shove.
didn't
But
like that it was with your hands, your fingers,
it didn't
and
have
not
to be. I don't know
forks.
why he said that. You could have used forks.
I know. Yeah.
At our wedding, we used forks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, "Let's go party in the cabin, lake party." What? No lake. And she goes, "I know I said no party, but it is our wedding." So we see her like dancing on the coffee table and stuff.
She had a
Who
great time.
who are these two short Indian men that were there? Did you see these two short Indian
No.
men? Not with, didn't see any women with them walking around. Who are these guys? Who
No
are
idea.
these? Who are these friends? Where
I
did they
don't
come from?
know.
Not
But
explained.
I was
Two different
more
guys.
struck by Annabelle having like getting a little tipsy. Why couldn't she have had that energy at the lake party? She was grinding up on Allison. They
Yes.
were having a blast. She was on a table.
Okay, good for her. But she
Hmm.
doesn't need to do that in front of those lake people. I agree. Yeah. And then the talking head, they say they love each other, and then he pulls off his sock and goes, "You gonna clip these toenails, babe, forever?" And she goes, "I will clip your toenails, only yours, for life." So that should have been in the vows. I clip your toenails for life.
Hmm. And
Uh,
everyone just vomits. You need
everyone
a vomit bucket next to each chair.
Allison was vomiting about her own dad's fingernails. She's like, "That's gross." Blech.
I
She's like, "If
know.
I'm
She
with a man, he needs to clip his
literally
own nails."
wait until she sees the scene of him in the tub with Annabelle scrubbing his
And
ass.
the shower. She just gets in, like gets down there. Um, okay, so next time on, we see Catie getting ready for her wedding day and goes, "My brain is like cracked. It's crazy. Penis, intrusive thoughts." Her friends are like, "That's all fine. If it wasn't your wedding day, you got to stop. Stop that. Stop."
But that's
Josh,
all she's going to think about now. Like, what if when I'm up there, I
I say
can't stop
penis.
myself from saying penis?
Yeah. Josh tells his friend he's unsure about the wedding. Great.
That's good.
Debbie, with her children, are standing in the park, and the officiant says, "Where is Mito?" And she goes, "I don't know. He must be coming." And then she looks and goes, "Oh my God, are you kidding me? I guarantee you he rides up on a horse or something."
I said the same thing. I said he's either wearing a costume or he's on
Yeah.
a horse.
Doing something to get all the attention to him. Ashia tells Maxwell, Rod has acted a fool and he is a volatile
He's a
and
demon.
a demon. And Maxwell says, I'm sick of Rod. And if anyone disrupts anything at the wedding, I will get that person arrested. Wow.
Okay.
I don't know. You can get arrested for not acting right at a wedding, but okay.
If you could, Charlie would have been arrested a long time ago from Elizabeth and
Oh, I
Andre.
was like, who's Charlie? Yes. Oh, God, yes. Totally arrested. Moldovan arrested. It's Thomas and Paula's wedding day. And she's like, I am shaking. I cannot feel my legs. I feel something very scary is waiting for me.
Oh my God. It is. And his name is Thomas. And his eyes are too close together. And he is like Gino without a hat. And as people are saying on Reddit,
Never thought
he's
about
Gino
that.
without a hat. Gino is him with hair.
He's
They look-
he's cuter than Gino for sure.
Well, he's younger.
Well, true. Yeah.
He's just as cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. We see poor Rosh is crying at the rehearsal dinner. They've got him all, poor thing. They're always putting this man in a costume. He's got on a tiny cowboy hat. And it's some sort of hoedown for the rehearsal dinner. And she's in like a regular cowboy hat that looks cute. And he's in like a stupid one that would be for like a little boy, like what Forrest was wearing in the Philippines. And he is bawling, crying. And like,
Yes.
and her mom and sister are there. And his buddy, Chait, who I already messed it up, Chiat, walks off with him, but he's bawling, crying. Like, what happened?
I have no idea. And the mom is there.
Is it because dad didn't come?
Because the dad, or does he just miss his family?
Maybe he just misses his family. What does he give a shit about the racist dad, you know?
Yeah.
We see Marissa talking to her mom, and she goes, "Oh my God, Mom, all of a sudden I'm just literally shaking and I can't stop. And it's not because I haven't eaten in 4 days. It's because I had too much coffee and I didn't eat anything." And Mom says, "It's okay to be nervous," and sits her down. And she goes, "It's a huge risk. I'm terrified of making the wrong decision." You hear her mom going, "Don't do it." Like
we
a Death
can go to
Eater.
Mexico. We can leave. We could drive all night.
We'll tell people we're twins. Everybody will
I know
believe it.
people that can put him in a trunk and send him back to where he came from.
I know people who can make your face look just like my face. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and that's it. We don't get Debbie and Mito this week, thank the Lord. But yeah, I do. I think
So
we're
nice.
completely right.
It feels so
Yeah.
good to not have him.
I think we're right. I think that next week he's going to ride in on some sort of like
Yeah.
a bike. Hello, it's Mito, and he's going to ride off. Somebody wrote me, a listener wrote me and said that he is trying so hard to be like Balky on Perfect Strangers. Or
Yes,
whatever.
I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something. I think my kind patches, that my NAD plus kind patches are really working because I'm remembering a lot of things that normally would take me a long time to pull up.
Well, tell me the brand because I bought some cheapo ones and I don't know if they're doing anything. So
Kind. Like
that kind brand is the brand. Okay.
Yeah, kind patches. And so I've been really doing very good with putting on every day the NAD ones. You're supposed to do them for 8 hours. But if I
Where do you
shower,
put them?
just anywhere that's like a hairless, flat part of your body, so like stomach is where I
Okay.
do them. And
My stomach is not flat.
but you know what I mean. The skin.
Thank
is
you for
flat.
assuming.
It's not hairy.
Okay.
I mean, maybe your stomach is hairy. That's between you and the Lord. But that's where I put them. And then they sent me as like a freebie one that for like sleeping. I slapped that bitch on last night so fast. I was like, maybe this will work. Help me sleep. And I'm going to order some because I'm like, I kind of, either that or I was so freaking tired.
Yeah.
One of the two. Anyway, I'm going to try those for a month just to see if they give me a little. I'm going to make Dave put the kind patches on for his brain because he can't remember anything. He's worse than me. If we're just not old enough to just not remember anything.
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, he is, but not me.
Yeah. No, you're a baby.
So young and
Also,
youthful.
I heard you and Keisha trying to guess my age.
I think you guys are both born in 1979.
Yes.
Okay. See?
You were like 75, 76.
I was like
I don't
76.
know.
I was like, maybe Ingrid is 76 because she just turned 50. So would
That
that make
sounds right.
Yes. You know, I can't do
Yes.
math.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's 76. You guys are younger than she is.
Yeah.
And I never
Although
thought
she looks great.
I never thought I'd know anybody younger than Ingrid, honestly. I never could imagine I could have a friend any younger than that. She's so young. You and Keisha are killing it. I've been pulling up funny things that come up on Reels or TikToks that are like people doing things together, like mouthing over things, and I've been saving them to a folder that says funny things for LibraFest
Oh, okay.
that I'm going to make you and Keisha do with me.
Oh, okay. I've never done those things. I've never been one of those young people who do things like TikTok trends, but I'm excited to try.
These are definitely trends that are like from 4 years ago.
They're going to be from 4 years
Yes.
ago. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. But I've been saving them in a little folder so when we get there, we can do some content together.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I know. I'm so excited. Sorry, guys. Tickets are sold out for LibraFest. Anyway, but there is
Enjoy our content while you're sitting at home.
Yeah. There is a Facebook group on my Pink Shade Facebook, as well as Amy Archer's, which is Little Miss Recaps Backdoor Friends. Both of those have pinned at the top a Facebook group. If you have a ticket for LibraFest and you can't use it, you want to pass it along to a bunkie or a backdoor friend, we would appreciate it. They would appreciate it. And that's all for this week. Today is Tuesday, so tomorrow you're going to have your Welcome to Plassville rewatch out and Love is Blind, episodes 9 and 10. It's really good. It's just really, really
So
good.
good.
So good. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.